Hi, I thought I'd make this last video just to wrap everything up, and let's get started. Yeah, so before we do that, let's talk about what we did before this in our first video. So in our first video, we made a function called recaptcha check. So you're actually checking if the recaptcha is present on your page, if that pop-up shows up on your page. And in the second video, we wrote a function called frame select. And because in order for you to select an element, you have to be in the correct frame. So there's different frames, and sometimes there's two, sometimes there's three, sometimes there's four. So well, I was trying to solve for all of them, seeing if you're in the correct frame. And once you're in the correct frame, then you can find your element. The element could be a button, could be a field, could be anything you want to click on, or anything you want to like enter text or keys. So we did these three functions in three videos. So in this last function we're gonna do is actually solving the recaptcha, and we're gonna be solving it through the audio because it's a lot more straightforward and simple. And so let's get started. So we're gonna call our function solve recaptcha. Here we go, and well, we're gonna have to import a couple stuff, and you typically we import stuff right at the beginning, but I'm gonna import it here because sometimes the recaptcha doesn't show up; it just goes straight and everything works fine. But if it does show up, then I guess that's a good time to start importing libraries. So let's import speech recognition, but because this is such a long name, we're gonna shorten it as SR. So instead of writing speech recognition, we're writing SR instead in our code. We're also gonna import ffmpy, that's UR library, and pydub. And I believe all three of these libraries are needed to download the audio file. We're going to be downloading it as an MP3, and then we can convert it into a WAV file, and then we had to convert the audio into a text, and we're going to put that text back into the recaptcha, and we're going to solve that way. Oh, you probably should know that I believe you're gonna have to install. I think one of these you're gonna have to, maybe all three of these, or most certainly, I think this one you have to install on your computer, and you have to make it available in the path. I was trying some other methods, maybe just like other methods to able to run this library, but ultimately after a day or two, I sort of gave up. And I just put in the path. I rather not put stuff in the path, but it looks like you're gonna have to put this in the path. If there's another method, then please let me know if there's another method. But I couldn't find any other way except to put the file for this in the path of your computer. So you know that okay. So if the recaptcha check is true and it shows up on your page, what you want to do is you want to select the button, the audio button, and you want to do because we already have this function, so it would be frame select, and the selector. I believe the selector that I chose, or that's on there. I believe it's where is it? Recaptcha. This could be different. You may want to check on your on your computer, but I believe when I was doing this, it was actually called recaptcha audio. The element was called recaptcha audio button. I can't remember well, so this would work for me. So I'm gonna frame select this. So it's gonna actually find this button and it's gonna click on it. After it clicks on it, you're gonna also want to click on the play button. So frame select, and I believe the selector for this was all capital letters, play. Oh, play. So you want to click on the play button as well. And you want to make a path. Before we go any further, we want to make paths towards where you want to store because you want to store the MP3 file and also want to store the WAV file. So let's make a path in our computer for that. Audio path MP3 equals, and the path I'm going to make, I'm going to use os.path.join. And the reason we're making a path this way, I don't know if you're familiar with os.path.join, that's this function here, but it's depending if you're on a Mac computer or a Linux computer or a Windows computer, you want to make sure the path is always the same for all of them. So that's why you use this function, such that it will always be the same regardless of what computer you use. So I'm just gonna put it in the working directory path, and I'm just gonna call this call it sample. You can call it anything, but I'm calling it sample mp3. So that's my audio path for the mp3, because you're gonna download the mp3, and I'm gonna call it sample mp3. And I'm also because we're gonna convert that audio path into wave. So wave, and then again we're gonna do the make a path for it, join, and we're just gonna do sample wave. So you can make the path more elaborate. You can put into a folder. You can do like if you want, you can do like a folder. Make a folder. So you can say folder, audio folder, audio. If you want to be elaborate in terms of where you want to put your sample MP3 file, you can make a folder called audio folder and then put it in there, or you just can simply just have it go directly into the working directory. So we're just gonna keep things simple and have it go directly to the working directory. But that's the whole point of this OS path, is just if you make the path elaborate, all you have to do is just put the name beside, like separate it by commas and put the name beside. But don't forget to make the folder. If you're gonna put in the folder, make the folder. Okay, so that's done. So what we want to do is we want to let's take a look here. Oh yeah, you want to get the attributes of where the audio the file is on the recaptcha check. So I believe it's frame select, and then I believe it's called audio source, because there's an audio source in the recaptcha page, and it's just a link. It's just a link, and you click on that link, it just plays the MP3 file. So it goes to a different page, and you see the play button, you see it playing the audio file. So again, we made our function such that it will get the attribute. So I believe we have to put this keyword in attrib, because we made that earlier. So that if you put this keyword in attribute, then it's actually going to get the link. And we're going to save src. Yes, we're going to. I believe it's. Oh yeah, we need to put this down. src. I believe that is. Is that another? Yeah, I believe that's just. That's a variable. That's a variable you make up. So you can give it any name, but I'm just gonna call it src as source file. I believe we should have made the. Where is it? Okay, we're just gonna move on. But I believe that's just a variable. You might want to do a print, just so you know where exactly you are in the code. We're gonna do a print here, and I'm just gonna put let's put quotes here, end quotes, and we're just gonna print here info, and then we're gonna call audio. Audio src. I believe this is just a link. src is just a link, and then we will see where the link is, the actual link to the audio file. So it's gonna be put a colon here, comma, and src. Let me take a look. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, src. So src is a variable. So when it prints out, it'll be printing out this and then the link as to where the audio file is. Okay. Oh, yes. Before we and then you wanna retrieve. You wanna retrieve the audio, and you'll be retrieving it as an MP3. So we'll be using this library urllib.request.urlretrieve, and then you wanna put in the file, the link. You wanna put the link here as to where you'll be searching for the audio file, and then you want to put your path. And we made the path earlier. We called our path what was it, audio mp3. So this is the link. So over here, this is the link to where the audio is on the computer, like on the site, and then we're gonna save the audio in the form of an mp3 to this path here in our computer. Okay, so and then the next part to this is well, we want to convert it into a WAV file, and so we're just going to do this. We're going to do sound, and we use the function pydub just to get the audio segment of it from mp3 audio path mp3. Yeah. So you're getting the mp3, and then you're going to export it as a WAV. Sound.export, and then you have to give the path to the where you want to export. So you want to export it as a WAV file, and you got to put the path here as to where you want to export it to. And what was the last part? Yeah, in the format as a WAV format. Format equals WAV, and you want the format to be in a WAV file. Good. And then so after you export it, so this line here will create a WAV file in your computer, but you want to grab that WAV file. And you want to turn it into text. So what we have to do, well, hold on. Yeah, so we're going to have to do sample audio equals, so for the speech recognition. So we call the speech recognition SR. Like that's a bit of a shortcut. So instead of writing speech recognition, we just write down SR, as you may remember we did right up here, SR. So instead of writing this speech recognition, we're just using SR instead. So where is it? SR dot audio file, and then you have to give the audio path. Oops. You have the audio path here, and again you may want to do another print statement so you exactly know where you are in your code. I'm using just a plus sign saying that this has been done. How do I do it? So audio saved, and then you want to show where your audio is saved. Or actually, you don't even need to show where audio is. You just say the audio is saved. So everything has gone correct if you get up to this point and you see a print function audio saved. Okay, so we need to use the speech recognizer to get the text. So we're gonna use the SR. We use SR dot Recognizer here. You need to use this, and you want to do is with sample audio as source. So we're using the we're calling it source. When you use this word as, what this really means is that instead of you writing down sample audio, you're writing down source instead. I'm not quite sure why. I saw this online and someone did that, and I'm not quite sure why they're being not as direct. But I'm doing it here because it worked out for me doing it this way, so I might as well do it this way. I believe the width. I think the reason they use the width is because it automatically closes. So you open it up, and when you use the width, it automatically opens the file and closes the file by itself. So that's for most cases that's when you use uh, the width function, the width statement, because it sort of like opens it up and then it closes it up automatically. You don't have to write down close at the end of your code. So it's a little bit convenient using the width statement. So width and then audio equals r.record and then the source. There we go. And again, once you're out of this indentation, it automatically closes that file. Where is it? Source. Where am I? Yeah. So we're going to make a variable here called key. And we're going to drop our file. I believe it's Recognize Google Audio. We're going to drop our file into this Recognizer, and I believe it should give us the audio and text in the text format. So it's basically we're just getting the text of whatever the audio is. And then we can use another print statement here, just so we get everything, so we know exactly where we are. And yeah. So I'm gonna put down here. Let's do this. Let's do bracket, and let's call this info here. And it's called recaptcha. Called recaptcha passcode. And then we can just put that there, and then maybe I think we should use this as an F string. Well, we can use this as an F string. You don't have to. Well, no, we don't. We don't have to. We can just go passcode and then key. I believe this comes out. I believe this comes out as a string. So it's fine just to do it like this. Okay. And then finally, you have this. So now that you have the key, you have the text. We're gonna have to put that text into the recaptcha field. So we can do frame select, and you want to select the field where you want to put it, the text. And I believe it's called audio response. For me, at least, it's called audio response because when I was doing it, that's what the element said. The name was audio response, and you want to put the key, well, the action button. We have to put the called key. If you remember when we coded this function, we for the action we did. If you write down a specific action and it actually inputs the key, so we had to put key here. And then again, if you're unfamiliar with what we're doing here, then you might want to go back to that video and see how I wrote this function. And then you're gonna actually enter the key that you need to enter, which is this, the text of what the audio is. Okay, there we have that. And so it puts it in the key, and you may want to make another function such as enter, like you want to press the button enter. Like as soon as you have the key there, you may want to press enter. Frame select, and you can go audio response. And I think that's about it, because it automatically, like if you leave the rest of these fields empty, it goes to the default. And I left the default as a click. If you remember, if you look back at this function, I left the default as click, so it'll automatically click on where you're supposed to click. It'll hit, I believe it's hit enter, I believe, or maybe there's a button there that but basically you just want to hit the button that sends the keys. So I believe in my yes, I believe in my when I wrote the code initially, I had the key, but I wrote this function here such that as soon as you enter the key, it hits enter right away. But when I did the code with you guys, I left that part out. So you may want to make a double check this function, make sure it actually clicks on the audio button, the send button, to send the keys. And I think it's audio response, but it could be something else. You're gonna have to check that on your own. And then once that is sent, yeah, and that's it. That's the whole code. Maybe yeah, that's the whole code. Maybe do a print function here just to wrap everything up, and you can call that print function. You can put a plus here and say Passcode Sent, and that's about it. Um, do I put anything in passcode? No, I actually I leave it. I left it like this. Okay, there we go. That's the whole that's the last bit of this function. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna send the key. It's gonna send the key, and then you're gonna go back. The reCAPTCHA window is gonna disappear, and you can resume straight after that. Okay, that's it. That's the rest of the code. Good luck.